Welcome to COFAM News TV. To stay updated, please remember to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share the news with your network.
Breaking news. The United States state of Georgia has taken a surprising and symbolic step by conferring honorary citizenship on Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. This development was made public on January 23rd this year, after an official proclamation letter from the state of Georgia surfaced, recognizing Nnamdi Kanu as an honorary Georgia citizen. The announcement was revealed by Kanu's younger brother, Prince Nnamdi Kanu, who shared the proclamation letter issued by the Georgia Secretary of State. According to the document, the proclamation was signed by Brad Raffensperger, the Secretary of State of Georgia, and formally declares Nnamdi Kanu an honorary citizen of the state. The letter states that Kanu should be afforded every courtesy as a goodwill ambassador from the state of Georgia in his travels within the United States to nations beyond U.S. borders or wherever he may reside. The proclamation was dated January 16, 2026 and was issued at the state capitol in the city of Atlanta, bearing the official seal of the Secretary of State's office. This announcement has drawn widespread attention, especially given the fact that Nnamdi Kanu is currently detained in Nigeria following his conviction on treason-related charges by the Federal High Court in Abuja. If you have watched up to this moment, kindly subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Turn on notifications so you don't miss the updates as it comes in. Kanu has been held in Sokoto State, and according to reports, he has rejected the court's judgment and has vowed to appeal the conviction through legal channels. The honorary citizenship proclamation was reportedly received on his behalf by Uche Ajulu, a former Nigerian ambassador to South Africa. The development has reignited conversations both within Nigeria and internationally about Kanu's case, his continued detention, and the global attention surrounding the IPOB leader. Supporters of Nnamdi Kanu see the honorary citizenship as a powerful symbolic gesture, interpreting its international recognition of his political relevance and influence beyond Nigeria's borders. They argue that the proclamation further highlights the global dimension of the IPOB issue and raises questions about how foreign governments perceive Kanu's detention and trial. On the other hand, critics maintain that honorary citizenship does not override Nigerian law, nor does it invalidate the court's judgment that led to Kanu's incarceration. They insist that the matter remains a domestic legal issue and should be resolved strictly within Nigeria's judicial framework. Nevertheless, the timing of the proclamation has added a new layer of complexity to an already sensitive political and legal situation. It comes at a period when discussions around justice, fairness, and selective enforcement of the law are dominating Nigeria's public discourse. In recent weeks, political figures and commentators have increasingly compared the treatment of Nnamdi Kanu with that of violent non-state actors operating in other parts of the country. These comparisons have been amplified by statements from opposition figures who question why separatist leaders are swiftly prosecuted while notorious armed groups linked to mass killings and kidnappings continue to operate. Against this backdrop, the honorary citizenship from Georgia has taken on deeper political meaning for many Nigerians. For supporters, it represents moral validation and international sympathy. For critics, it is seen as a symbolic gesture with no legal consequence. Still, symbols matter in politics, and this development has clearly resonated across social media, political circles, and civil society groups. It has also renewed calls for transparency in Nigeria's judicial processes and consistency in how security threats are addressed, while the Nigerian government has not officially responded to the proclamation at the time of this report. The issue continues to spark debate about sovereignty, international perception, and the rule of law. As Nnamdi Kanu prepares to pursue his appeal, and as conversations around his detention continue both locally and abroad, the honorary citizenship granted by the state of Georgia adds another chapter to a story that remains far from over. The key question many Nigerians are now asking is whether this international recognition will have any impact on Kanu's legal battle or whether it will remain purely symbolic. One thing is clear, Nnamdi Kanu's case has once again moved beyond Nigeria's borders, drawing global attention and reigniting debates about justice, politics, and international influence. As developments unfold, the situation remains fluid, and the coming months may prove decisive in shaping the next phase of this high-profile case. Moving on, the chairman of the African Democratic Congress, ADC, in Kano State, Alhaji Musa Ongogo, has openly criticized the Nigerian federal government over what he described as selective justice in the country's security and judicial system. According to Ongogo, the federal government showed speed, efficiency, and determination in the arrest, extradition, prosecution, and continued detention of Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. He said the case clearly proves that when the government is serious, it can deploy its security, intelligence, and legal machinery to the fullest. However, Ongogo questioned why the same level of urgency has not been applied to Bello Turji, a notorious bandit kingpin believed to be operating mainly in Shinkafi local government area of Zamfara state. He pointed out that despite repeated reports linking Bello Turji to killings, kidnappings, and the destruction of entire communities in the northwest, the bandit leader has neither been arrested nor brought before a court of law. Ngogo argued that if the federal government could track Nnamdi Kanu across borders, extradite him, and complete his prosecution process, then there should be no excuse for failing to arrest Bello Turji and bring him to Abuja to face justice. He described the situation as painful and dangerous, warning that it sends the wrong signal to Nigerians and emboldens criminal elements across the country. According to him, Bello Turji continues to roam freely in Zamfara state, while innocent citizens live in fear and insecurity. Meanwhile, insecurity in the northwest population in Zamfara, Katsina, and parts of Kaduna has reached alarming levels. Bandit groups are reported to operate openly in some rural areas, allegedly collecting levies and terrorizing communities with little resistance. The comparison between the continued detention of Nnamdi Kanu and the freedom of Bello Turji has once again raised serious questions about fairness, justice, and the equal application of the law in Nigeria. Is justice truly the same for everyone in the country, or does it depend on who you are and where you come from? Thank you for watching up to this point. Please support this channel by liking this video, subscribing, and turning on notification so you don't miss our next video. And always remember that this video is strictly for educational purposes and does not intend to incite hatred or cause division of any kind.